Welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast.
Haru.
Hey, you took off your hat.
Oh, you want it back on?
Wear it on for just a second.
Yeah, the Muzzy Boy hat.
The other way around. The other way
Nah,
around.
you gotta have it that way. Oh.
Now, if you're wondering why Jordan's wearing that hat, it's because for the pre-show, we interviewed Yilmaz. If you want to watch that as a throwback, make sure you sign up to our Patreon page and access the Patreon.
There you go.
Access the pre-show
But also,
along with
it wasn't as lame as it sounds. Like we did reminisce a lot as well.
It was fun.
News stories that you've never heard before, unless you've watched the Chronicles of Yilmaz. So don't do that. Go pay money to hear it poorly renditioned, like extemporaneously, where most of the facts are probably wrong.
So they get that, huh?
What?
They get the pre-show.
Yeah. Well,
Aren't you lucky?
man, I hope that you're putting that on.
I'm not.
yourself. You have heard that spiel for 5 years
Oh
straight.
God.
All right, look, let's start.
It's because he's taking his Ritalin now. He's actually listening.
I've got the paper.
Oh, shit.
When the paper say you got to talk about, well, let's
Paper.
start off with, quick overview of the Kamala v. Trump debate. Who watched it?
Not me.
I watched it. The first one, the one. There's been one, right?
Yeah.
I watched the
Just the one.
highlights. The
Yeah.
highlights.
Well, you didn't.
That sort of counts.
You
Yeah.
didn't watch the debate at all.
No.
Well,
And I'm
how
sick
are
of people talking about the cat thing. I don't care.
How are we going to talk about the debate if you haven't even seen it?
Give me the highlights apart from him saying, they're eating pets.
Yeah.
Which I still stand by despite there being no evidence. There probably is someone somewhere eating a pet.
I reckon.
So he's right.
Maybe.
I think this might be unpopular, but I think the first half of the debate, the first half of the debate, I would say was even Stevens. Even though Democrats will say that's not true, he was talking about, but all the stuff that Kamala was saying at the time, I don't think people actually cared about.
Yeah.
So in fact, one of the segments, which is the foreign policy question, I reckon Trump actually outperformed Kamala.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, someone just made a good
At
point.
one point, he even schooled her. She was like, I am tough on China. Because Kamala's thing was like, I'm just going to be the hawkish of the hawk. And he was saying, you sold our country. You sold semiconductor chips to China. And Trump, who never relies on facts, was like, why would I do that? They're buying that from Taiwan. And it was actually a pretty cool moment. Like Trump outplay. But that was it. The horror show starts in the second half when he talks about the pets and he
Also,
talks about,
don't forget.
Why is the pets thing so bad? I haven't even
because
seen
it's
it.
completely baseless.
I think it's like, yeah. But the funnier
It
part.
can't be all baseless.
It's
I
not-
know from news.com, no less, that there are immigrants that go to the pond and they steal ducks
but
in their little plastic bags. There's footage of it.
Really?
I've seen it with my own eye.
All right, Don Jr., relax. The whole pets thing, the cats and dogs, which he was referring to, came from a woman who tweeted that, who since has deleted her tweet and said I shouldn't have never brought it up.
Why should she have brought it up? Do people have a right to know?
Because I
And
think
for it
it's
to be
like not
televised
true.
globally.
I think it's like one of those things you say when you're very angry at immigrants for whole reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not going to stick by our words. See, another great patriot fall into the politically correct media.
He said
you have something to
it was
say.
quite funny when they were like, what is your plan for something? And he goes, I have concepts of a plan.
For what?
I think it was like
No,
your
no,
plan
it
for
was-
the economy or something.
No, I'll tell you what it was. He was saying like she brought it up. It was actually a trap, and he fell for it. So they were saying like, President Trump, you've mentioned that you want to scrap Obamacare. You've been talking about it since 2016.
That's right.
What are your plans? And he said, man, I got plenty of plans. I think we should keep it, but if we have a better idea, we should scrap it. But we should keep it for now. We'll scrap it. And then he goes like, what are your plans? He's like, I got plenty of plans. I have concepts of plans. I'll talk to you later about it.
Concepts of plans. I've got concepts of plans.
I'll talk to you later. Now's not a good time.
He's the only person that could get away with saying, I have concepts of plan. That's what you say when you're trying to get out of homework.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
Which was a really good call. Like, dude, you've been talking about this for almost a decade now. What is the plan?
Concepts.
He's like, I've got concepts. He's got nothing.
Concepts of a plan.
The man has no policy.
I don't think he's interested in it.
Yeah.
You know, he's interested in
Dude,
like.
weirdly, his
he's
foreign
interested in the big
policy is
picture.
really on point, I think.
So wait, who do you think won it?
well, Kamala definitely
Oh,
won
okay,
it
okay.
after the second half.
Yeah, the first
But
half
then I
was
was
his.
looking at some stats, which doesn't seem to be that flattering. Apparently, like around 70% of the people that tune in to the debate watch the first half or like watch the initial 20 minutes and then they're like, I get the gist of it.
Right.
If that is true, then the Trump's the horrible portions happen in the later half of that debate.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be blasted all over the mainstream media for the next month, as it has been. So they're going to see those parts.
Yeah, but what do you look? I understand. Like, if I look at that debate and I go, like, okay, look, Kamala is definitely a better candidate for this job. But what do you think about like a lot of Americans? I don't think care about facts. They care about what they believe to be true, like emotional truth. So
well, that's the entire Democratic
yeah.
experiment.
So what I'm saying is like if Trump says something as ridiculous as like the immigrants, they're eating cats and they're eating dogs, and not only is he saying it, he gets like proven right there and then. I don't think it matters to the people because they're like, well, maybe factually he's wrong, but the truth is that immigrants are causing big problems. So does it even matter?
Right. The emotional argument.
How much does the debate matter is the question.
Well, that's what we
It
know.
doesn't. It
It's like
doesn't. I
everyone
don't
was
think it
sitting there
does.
saying, we've got to get rid of Joe Biden. Why? Because look at what the polls are saying after the debate. There is a slight downturn for a couple of weeks that corrected itself. No one cares. Everybody has made up their mind. There is very few people to convince. Most of this is all show to try and get 60,000 Americans in completely inconsequential states that have already forgotten to maybe turn up and be like, all right, was going to go through my mail this morning, but it's going to be an afternoon job. This looks like a job for Larry. That's it. That's it. That's like you're spending billions and billions of dollars to maybe get Larry to be like, yeah, that is a bit of a bother.
Yeah.
That's it.
I will say one thing, that Kamala, this was her first mainstream proper appearance where most of the country and the world saw her. And to her credit, she seemed presidential.
Yeah, I'll give her that as well.
She's growing. She's growing on me.
No, she actually handled. She was
I don't know how the hell this
she
happened
was
that she stepped up
overprepared.
because she wasn't a very good VP. She was bad at speaking as a VP.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's really grown as soon as the spotlight's on her.
No,
Hey,
dude, she
also-
aced that debate. I think, she seemed overprepared. I think a lot of the points that she was making, Democrats think people care about, but they don't care about as much. But as far as the aura is concerned, she handled Trump pretty well.
Yep. And I very much like that she is not doing the Hillary Clinton, go woman, here I am, hear me roar.
Yeah.
Have I mentioned that I'm black? None of that. Honestly,
Yeah.
her entire thing is he's clearly insane, right? Like
Yeah.
he's clearly a nutbag.
Yeah.
That's a great angle. Why didn't we think of this in 2016?
It was pretty
It's
smart.
why wasn't this ever brought up before? It's so strange that only now is the attack point. He's a very weird man. And you can't argue that.
Nah, you
can't
can't.
argue that a man that is sitting there in his 70s, covered in fake tan, who lives in a mansion
Golden.
made of gold,
Yeah.
is your average American
Yeah.
Joe.
It's finally settling her. It's like, don't know if he is the average American
Yeah, or
Joe.
speaks for the average American.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or has the average American experience.
No.
I mean, he eats McDonald's, I guess, but,
That's
he
weird
eats it on a
too.
private jet.
That's weird too.
What?
It's quite weird that it's like, I only eat McDonald's. That's also
It's
weird.
really weird. Come on.
It's so
Even for breakfast, especially breakfast.
It's weird.
The most important meal.
It's so weird. I love KFC. It's very weird.
It's fattening. So I got to stick to the big end.
It's so weird.
Dude, you know, like how what his diet is. He scrapes off the cheese and the toppings from a pizza and leaves the entire bread. He's
Oh.
like, I'm on a diet.
Oh.
Oh, and also
that's
goes
so
to
scary.
Macca's, gets a cheeseburger, takes out the bun, and just eats the
No,
meat.
he doesn't.
No, you're lying.
Are you
No,
know,
Where's this from?
where'd you see that?
This is from 2016
Sauces.
campaign. Sauces.
Really? That's
Yeah.
what he
That can't
did?
be real.
I know that he eats it. I went on a
It's
deep
amazing
dive.
how much of a 5-year-old he is. Sorry.
I went on a deep dive why he eats fast food, and it's like because he's a germaphobe and a clean freak, and he's also paranoid that people,
He says that fast food is the most hygienic form
Yeah.
of food you'll ever have.
which is
Saying
insane.
just go to a McDonald's, compare it to any restaurant you go to, and tell me what's more
I mean,
hygienic.
Yeah, I don't think he's
You've
right.
got a point.
I don't know, man.
But still, that does come from a very strange place to be so scared of germs that you're just going to give yourself early onset diabetes.
Yeah.
Make yourself extremely fat.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
You
80.
can't be thinking well if you... Dude, your entire life is the Super Size Me experiment.
Yes.
Yeah, but like he's 80. I think he's won. Like, if he dies, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, this man died young."
He's been in bonus time for 10 years.
He's been in bonus, and also his mind is like, dude, he is not medically sick. He's just his personality is sick.
Yeah.
he's doing. Macus has done him well, is what I'm arguing.
You reckon?
It's kept him going this whole time.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
he's
true.
walking, he's playing golf,
No,
he's
you're
fucking
right.
dodging bullets like the Matrix.
It's
He's
just
all right.
president
That's
of the United
true.
States.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Can't explain that. I think it was interesting. It fell apart on Trump when she started talking about his crowd sizes. You know, she was like,
Yeah.
I invite you to go to a Trump rally. People are leaving because they're bored. They get bored of the rallies. And he got pissed off at that.
Yeah, he got upset by
He's like,
that.
no one's leaving. We have some of the biggest rallies. She doesn't have bad.
But I
She
think,
has
like,
bad
the
rallies.
highlight reel makes that moment out to be a lot bigger than what it actually was.
Right, okay. But that's when he went into the dogs thing. Then he was kind of like, in Ohio, they're eating dogs. They're eating cats.
I think it would have been perfect if it was just true. That eating dogs was.
Is there
would've
any
worked.
truth to it?
Well, I don't know, but like I don't know. The liberal media tells me that it's fake.
Yeah, it sounds fake.
It doesn't sound fake to me.
Really?
What are you talking about, dude?
I reckon they're all doing
it's
it.
the USA.
I'm not surprised if Ali's doing it in his spare time.
There's plenty of wild animals everywhere to eat. You don't have to go into your neighbor's yard to get their dog to eat, unless you're Korean. Let's be real.
There was a Vietnamese guy in Sydney that ate a ibis and got
That's
in
what I'm
trouble.
saying.
Yeah,
This is a
You
common known thing. You see them at parks do it on news.com.
Stop it.
No,
There's
that-
no fact checker here to tell
No,
you.
there was.
Mr. Shanks.
And I've heard a comedian talk
There
about
was
it
a
that his
Vietnamese guy that did it.
parent did it.
I saw it on a
The
current
city
affair.
manager, the Lord Mayor of Sydney, has told us that is incorrect. No ibises have been eaten.
No, it's true. I saw it. It's true. One
The
Vietnamese
thing
guy
is, yes,
did
I'm
it.
sure that the vast majority of Vietnamese immigrants don't do it.
Yeah.
However,
No. The vast majority of Vietnamese immigrants do, and some, I assume, don't.
a good
Some,
people.
I assume,
Some,
good
yeah.
people.
All right, so the majority of them do it. We're all in agreement of that. And they're doing it to ducks in the park. So why not dogs and cats? I'm not saying they all do it, but I'm sure that there is definitely cases of immigrants eating cats and dogs. It'd have to happen, surely.
It's also
like
a
when,
weird-
when my my sister-in-law's parents, I don't know why I'm using that as the example, but when they came here, dude, they used to eat dog food. They used to eat dog food
Why?
until someone explained to them, this is dog
dude,
food.
your
and they're like,
standard-
well, why is it at the
No, hang
supermarket?
on. Anyone else saying this, I would buy it. You, sir, think that any steak that is not prime is dog meat.
So
So,
I'm just like,
I
scratch
think
fillet.
what
Can you believe
mean
that?
is
And
that
also
they're
cooks it
having
to a
lower
crisp.
cuts.
Yeah. And they didn't even make it taste like a thumb.
Far
These
out.
immigrants, I tell you, they have some strange customs.
It is a weird point to make, though. Like, even if you say it, it's like, okay.
Yeah, like it's definitely not something that you bring up in a presidential debate.
He wasn't- he
Maybe
wasn't-
if you're running for mayor of Korea.
Yeah, it's not policy, is it? It's like, what's that got to do with like the numbers, you know?
His Secret Service is now deployed to household pets. Just a sniper, President Trump, Project 2025.
Shit.
The thing is, like, I think it's just like, honestly, the world is so bizarre that if you say anything, something is going to land somewhere.
Yeah.
You can be right. I reckon you'd be right about any human behavior.
Probably,
They
yeah.
came in and it was just like, the Mexicans are fucking horses, you know. There'd be an example. There'd have to be.
But it's like so anecdotal, right? It's just like, see? It's like, okay, what do we do? Like ban Mexicans? Is that what you're saying? Like,
Precisely my point. Thank you for articulating.
fuck.
Well, I think like the accusation for eating dogs was actually on Haitians.
Yeah, I think it was.
Why specifically Haitians? That's a weird one. You just expanded out to immigrant. then you'd be right.
Yeah.
At some point.
Jordan's 101 and how not to
I mean,
get
he didn't
canceled
say
and still be red hot.
he didn't
Keep
say
it to
Haitians.
immigrants. Don't focus on Haitians. Dude, he didn't know.
What?
And, like when they were asked, like, where are you getting this? Like, I saw it on TV.
Oh no,
He literally said that. They're like, where are you getting this from?
on
I
TV.
saw it on TV.
someone
Everybody
said-
knows.
Good. What?
Sam at home said there was a video of a cooked cat on a stick being eaten.
Oh my God.
Don't read the comments. On
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
true.
The comment
That's a
section is
random
over.
person. That it might be a bot. So
All right, look, let's switch gear because this is really old now. Debate. Yesterday, there was another assassination attempt on Trump.
is this true?
Well, yeah. So it turns out.
Did you? I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No,
Miss. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Stay on the real.
I took it. I took one yesterday.
I don't know how you missed that. Actually, you know what? I do know how you missed that. Barely the top story. It was kind of just like, oh yeah. And it was
Are you
honestly
serious?
It was honestly the Simpsons joke of like, I know it's weird for a newscaster, their 25 years of profession, to be talking about a doll for an hour straight. I just think it's quite neat. Oh, and by the way, the president was assassinated today. Conspiracy, maybe something linked to Russia, yada, yada, yada. We'll see you after 11.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
but
happened.
It
No.
did happen on every news network that wasn't aligned with Trump, except for the Sky News and Fox News, which were literally
Hammering
saying
it.
the civil war is upon
Oh
us.
my
now.
god! Wait, what happened? Tell
It's
me.
just your echo chamber wherever you are.
But weren't
Yeah.
both of them Republicans?
Who?
Both of the assassinators.
Well, no. So this new guy. I forget
Wait,
his name.
what? I'm googling this. You stood in my way long enough.
He was essentially very enthusiastic about the Ukraine-Russia war, and he was
No, just like Ali.
well on the other side, my friend. He
Dang.
was saying that this is a battle of good versus evil, and the fact that Trump is willing to compromise on it was too much for him to handle.
Man, what is it with all of these nuts throughout history taking on the brunt of a war on their shoulders? Like, that's why John Wilkes Booth did it. That's why McKinley did it. And to be honest, that's why the CIA did it to Kennedy. No, that is not a conspiracy theory. Maybe you should watch a movie that is probably fictitious called JFK.
It is set in stone.
There you go.
Set in Oliver Stone.
Second apparent.
So
Oh,
he.
so
You watched that film?
Yeah, I have.
And?
Yeah, it was all right.
Ah,
It was good. It was good.
it was no mall cop. Okay.
So
No, it wasn't.
So apparently, this guy who tried to assassinate. I'll give you the facts, Miss.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
He
at
was. He
You're
was
looking at the facts,
essentially.
It. I'm trying. Go.
He stalked Donald Trump's golf course, which is genius because obviously he's going to be there.
Yep.
And he was apparently in bushes
Yeah.
trying to. He didn't get a view of Trump, but
What?
one of the Secret Service saw a rifle barrel sticking out, so
What? No.
took the
way.
shot. Then he ran away. He left his gun. He ran away. And for 12 hours, he just camped out outside the golf course
Oh,
while
no.
the cops were looking for him everywhere, thinking he's probably in Mexico by now. And he was just
Oh.
like sitting there, just like marshmallows.
What?
Well, I don't know about the marshmallows, but he did camp outside the golf course
Why?
for 12 hours. Really smart,
the
dude, because
hell?
everyone would have been thinking he's everywhere
That's
else.
true. That's smart. He's played Counter-Strike before.
Okay.
He was camping.
Mm.
And
all right.
so
all right.
the story, so those were the facts.
you
They
put in no
eventually
context.
arrested him. Apparently he went to Ukraine and said he
What?
wants to fight. The Ukrainian view is that he came to us and we were saying that he's clearly insane and we don't want you. He says that I then started hiring people in the US to fight for Ukraine. We don't know if it's true. So Zelensky has come out and said we have no association with the guy. He's not a Ukrainian asset by any means. Violence has no space in politics. Blah blah blah. So it
Violence
seems
has no space in politics.
yeah.
Says
While
the guy
he's fighting an
a
active war.
We condemn this senseless violence.
Dude, I can't believe there's been another attempt. He must not be feeling popular.
Dude, this is also not good news for Ukraine because this only makes if Trump gets elected.
I don't get it. Why was
it
it?
screwed?
Wait.
bro. This is not going to be good.
What? If he gets elected?
Yeah, dude.
Reckon?
I think, this is the one criticism that I think the Democrats really are right about is like, dude, Putin has played Trump magnificently. I'm going to be honest with you. That man. Jimmy Kimmel made this joke, which is, I think, on point. He's like, he's treating him like a kid. When you get a kid, he's like, shake my hand. Oh my God, you're so strong. It hurts. Which is essentially what's happening with it. So I think if I was Putin and Trump gets elected, this would be my strategy. The first conversation I'm having with Trump, I'd be like, Mr. Trump, President Trump, you are a dependable, strong leader. What do you want from me? I'm willing to do anything. And whatever Trump asks, Putin would be like, okay, done. This is just because he knows what he's going to do afterwards. I think he's going to make Trump feel that he has compromised heaps, whereas he hasn't compromised at all.
But wait, I don't understand. What was the guy shooting him? So they got him, the guy.
Yeah, they got him.
And
He's
what
arrested.
was his like manifesto? What was
It seems like he was anti-Trump's policy on Ukraine.
Well, what's Trump's what is his policy on Ukraine?
He wants a ceasefire and he wants to end the war, and he doesn't care about who wins. He just wants a diplomatic resolution.
Oh, so this guy's pro-Ukraine.
Which essentially he's going to be able to do, because the day Americans withdraw their support for Ukraine, that's the end of the war.
What about the Burger King teenager? What did he want to do it for?
What
Huh?
Burger King teenager?
The first guy.
Oh, the first
I can't believe we're
guy.
saying the first guy.
The first shooter.
His thing was never really clear.
Yeah, it was a mix.
It was a mix.
I think he was more of a lefty, but then he was registered as...
I don't think he was.
No, he was. I think he was registered as a Republican, like, in his first ever thing, but then he donated to a lot of left organizations, and then he was, like, talking about Bernie or something. So I think he'd, like, flipped, and he was like, this guy's a tyrant, so I'm going to kill him. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Wow. So one of them, Kyle Kalinske, radicalized him into killing Trump, and then the second one, MSNBC, radicalized him into killing Trump.
In fact, not only the second one, there's a third one which went under the radar because the U.S. government got to it quickly. The Iranian government had hired a contract killer to assassinate Trump.
What?
And the contract killer was Pakistani.
That
one we can let go.
No. That's the name of this podcast on YouTube. A Pakistani is trying
Indian
to...
contract killer.
Yeah.
We were all Indians.
Hey, if we name our restaurants Indian, we can name our assassins Indian.
Yeah.
So there's been like a lot of people want to get rid of Trump, but Trump is trying.
Why do they want to do that so bad? Don't they like to laugh?
They hate him. They hate him.
Yeah, but don't they like to laugh?
Yeah, but like, you're really robbing the world.
That
of a lot
was
of
the
joy.
best thing that Kamala did, by the way. She acknowledged that Trump was funny, and she laughed at his idiotic things as opposed to being annoyed by him, which I think worked amazingly well for her.
Yeah.
She was laughing at him, at the funny stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know what? That was something that you hear people on Bill Maher say is the strategy to go forward with Donald Trump, and should have always been that. Not being sitting there, just this sort of school teacher being like, what is so funny about impersonating Marco Rubio as a bottle of water getting splashed around because you were sweaty? Do you find something comical about that personification? It was like, yes, dude. Yes, like everyone on planet Earth does. Yeah. Come on, can we just acknowledge that? It immediately shows, oh, okay, she is a human being.
Because you could have, when he was talking about the immigrants eating pets, you could go to like, this is reprehensible. What are you saying? You're talking about immigrants? But you know what she did? She just stood there laughing her ass off. She was like, look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, she was actually laughing, which
is
is the right thing.
The perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying she's presidential. Like, she handled that like a fucking champion.
Does she handle anything else like a champ?
No.
Just that?
No, she handled like...
Wow, and that's why she should be president.
No, what she did was, usually what happens is, Trump will go like insane, and that's gonna rile up whoever he's going after. So like all the lazy, low energy jab. He did that he would say something egregious that would piss off the person, and then they would go off script. And he's amazing when it's off script. What Trump is. With this, Kamala didn't take the bait, and he went insane. So he got trumped a little bit.
Right.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. That did happen.
But it's so strange that this took so long.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I don't know. It's this strange thing of, and in unison, the world decided Trump is still pretty funny, but we're a bit tired of the act now.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Let's
the
go
one
on
question
to-
that I had, actually,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about this. I don't know the answer. If I'm a patriotic American and I watch Trump rallies and I listen to the debate, I watch the debates and everything, I'm going to start getting annoyed by Trump because he keeps shitting on the U.S. Like
He
goes
does.
hard.
He does shit
and
on it
all
hard.
the time.
Yeah, he does.
Just
He's like,
We're a failing nation.
We're a failing country. At what
We're
point
being laughed at right now.
At what
We're
point-
a joke.
do Americans go like, "Hey, shut the fuck up"?
yeah.
Enough of this trash.
Love it or leave it.
Yeah, love it or
Yeah.
leave it.
It's quite a new style of politics to be like,
It's a terrible place. We're being laughed at right now. We're a failing country.
it's like quite new, isn't it?
Nah.
It's not,
It's the oldest trick in the book.
but it seems like most Americans are like, it's as American as apple pie. You put your socks on every 1 foot at a time, and that's what it's all about. Gosh darn it. Isn't that what more like it's like?
That's the image that you have of every American. But when it comes to running elections, nothing cuts through like endless negativity.
Okay.
It is the cheat code since the beginning of politics.
Right.
As soon as a government's in, everything that government does is sucks.
Right.
Everything that they do is wrong.
Mm.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
And
So-
eventually, enough of those slings and arrows wears them out. It's the wear and
Right.
tear of being in government.
Right.
Old strategy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just Trump took it to another level.
Right.
That was the difference. He was just so much more vivid about his "we're losers,
Mm.
being laughed at." It
Mm.
was just because he was using. Most of the time when you're saying those kinds of things, it's like the Ronald Reagan ad where it's like, "It's morning in America. Joblessness has increased 3%. It's morning in America. Ohio has less potatoes than it had last year."
Yeah.
You know, that over and
Yeah.
over. That.
But he's
Do you think
just-
there is
yeah.
some MAGA fatigue there?
Yep, I do. I think that you gotta. This is the whole thing. Maybe
Give
you
me
just
that.
must be getting tired of endlessly hating things. You've got to be tired,
Yeah.
surely.
Surely. It would get
It's the same thing
tiring.
with being a Green supporter or something. Don't you get tired saying everything's
Sucks.
always shit?
Yeah.
It must be a bad place to live.
Oh, yeah, it would be. It would be.
All right. Well, on that note, let's switch some gears. You talked about the Greens. Let's first start off with.
Very new
I've
ground
heard
for me.
we've heard some news that Albo might trigger a double dissolution
Ooh.
based on housing legislation being blocked by the Greens. For those of you, and I mean Miss Love,
Mm-hmm.
double dissolution means there'll have to be a new election.
I thought so. And I don't care for it.
I just voted for
amazing.
the local elections.
This is the whole thing. You give him editor-in-chief and he rises to the occasion. Slowly but surely.
So much
extending
work.
his database.
Why does it all have to fall on my shoulders? That's what I want to know.
Firstly, do you think there will be a double dissolution?
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
think the Greens will
Secondly,
probably pass it.
it seems that Peter Dutton has now taken a significant lead against Albo in the popular vote. And they're saying if there was an election today, it is likely that you would get a liberal minority government.
Mhm.
That's insane.
Jesus.
Why?
I don't want that. I want a liberal majority government.
Yeah.
2/3.
Dutton with 110 seats.
So I'm kind of, I don't know if you, like Jordan, you seem to be really confident about this whole thing. You seem to be really chilled out. If there was an election, do you think Albo would win or no?
I think it's probably just we're set in the pattern. I've been thinking about this a lot. I think we're set in the pattern forever of 10 years of Liberal government, 1 year of a majority Labor government, 1 term of a majority Labor government, followed by minority government, followed by 10 years of
Wait,
Liberal
minority government of Labor or liberal? It doesn't
minority
matter.
government of Labor, followed by 10 years of Liberal government. I think that that's going to be the play forever. I think that this is a very effective tool, that this has just become the stock standard thinking person's opinion that, like, you should, like, put shit light into minority government and then there'll be, like, less shit light Why would they be less shit-like? Because they'll have a bunch of idiot opportunists that don't really understand how government works and are also there purely to just preserve themselves and don't actually, we don't actually know any of their policies whatsoever. We just vibe that they'd be better if there was people checking on them. That's become like the smart thinking person's opinion. You hear it constantly over and over. It's exactly what you heard in Kevin Rudd, Julia Gillard days. That's exactly what happened. Everyone realizes as soon as it's in, this is a shit show, because as much as you can sit there and they sell the endless propaganda that, oh, we got so much done. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Most of that stuff was backlogged from Kevin Rudd. What you got was a much weaker government that was much more susceptible to foreign influence, that was much more susceptible to the nutbaggery of the Greens. And look, the independents weren't too bad in that particular minority government. But the thing is, when you're sitting there saying, I want a minority government, every other nutbag on earth wants their guy to be in that minority government. And you'll get it.
And dude,
You'll absolutely get it.
I'll add one to it. Labour government under Albo did something that the Liberals have campaigned on since the beginning of time, but have never had the guts to actually do it, which is cut down international students. It's created a huge shockwave for the Australian economy. It wasn't an easy thing to do. Australian universities, telcos, they're all laying off people because the tap of international students is blocked. Liberals have always campaigned and said shit about that, but they always kept the doors open.
Never pulled through.
Because it's a hard thing to do, because you piss off business community.
Exactly.
And the fact that like Labor has done it, it's bizarro world that Labor government decided to do it.
But this is the whole thing. It's not bizarro world. This is what Labor governments do. They do things that are in the national interest. They've always been the ones that are like truly, quote unquote, anti-immigration. They've just been painted as the pro-immigrant party over the years. But when you look at the numbers over and over again, you see that the reason that we are so dependent on migration is purely because of the Liberals decimating the actual economy that produces anything, refusing to put anything into it, and getting fat off those immigrants for years. And then Labor comes in and then it's just like, oh, you fix that 30-year trajectory. Same with housing. Fix the 30-year trajectory on housing in a term. Fix the 30-year trajectory on immigrants in a term. And they do, and then they don't get any credit. And then everyone says, oh, we've got to put them in minority government with these idiots that we don't even know anything about. Did you see the cringy shit that Payman did?
No, actually, I've been reading about it, but what happened? Tell me.
It was fucked. Maybe just get it up. See how much of this you can stand.
Just tell me.
Okay. She gets up and she's like, hello, Zoomers. You are a big chunk of the electorate. Openly just saying, allow me to just pander to you idiot 18-year-olds that don't know shit and think that I'm mad because I position myself as being pro-Palestinian purely to get myself into independent so that I could not be at the bottom of the Labor ticket and probably get voted out in the next election. I'm such a good person, And then she goes off to just be like, yo, broskies, me and the lads are going to chill at a chat with the sesh. This government is full cap. She's just sitting there being like, I'm just going to speak to you in your own Zoomer language. And then does this like sad, lame Zoomer poetry slam for like 10 minutes. It just kept going. And then finishes like this. How pathetic, just capping it off with every annoying streamer term that you could ever imagine. A lot of them out of date anyway. And then finishing with this. Skibidi.
There's rampant
She's got my
Islamophobia on this podcast.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And as Ali brings up, she's also Muslim. Can you believe it?
What?
Can you believe
No, that's
it?
the good part.
Right. Well, I think we all just have informed Mislav of some very disturbing things he's going to have to take into consideration before he starts campaigning for Payman, which he was going to do.
I'll do my research.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard,
not a nun outfit that she's wearing. Mislav.
do you think she could get
think
elected
so.
as an independent?
No, I think that as always is a lot. Well, maybe it's just, but it's this. Look, let me ask you this, Ali. Do you think that independents are probably the most annoying little skin cancers on democracy ever conceived? Yes or no?
Tentative, yes.
Tentative, yes. Why is that? I didn't think that you'd have that opinion.
I'm talking about the independents that. Are you talking about Teals?
There's some of them. Then you've got Payman. Then you've got Lambie. Then you've got Pocock.
Why don't you have faith in individualism, my friend?
Yeah.
Why,
Because they don't
why
get the
do
job
you-
done.
Why do you want a revolution every time?
I don't want a revolution. I want people strictly adhering to the line and regurgitating it ad nauseum, but a mainstream press is going to twist it anyway. That's what I think should be done. Do you like independence, Miss Love?
I told you today, I like the idea of them, but I understand. In theory, I like the idea of them, but I understand the idea of like practically they don't work because if you want to get like big, legislation moving, you need the majority of people. So people can't just be fractured and be fighting about things. Like there's a reason China gets shit done, So like
I'll
I
say
kind of
what
like
Gandhi said, which is independence. You ask me, well, that would be a wonderful idea.
there you go.
What the hell does that
It
mean?
means that the independents aren't really independent.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
I think
Well,
that's
and you're
true.
gonna hate this. He said that for Western civilization. Someone asked him, "What do you think about Western civilization?" He said, "It would be a great idea."
Deep. Damn. Deep. No, but it's kind of true. But I do, I'm always torn, I think practically you're right. But whenever there's some guy with, like, a cowboy hat on that's sort of like the maize party, I'm like, I just can't not like that.
Look, I like any independent that takes a seat away from the Liberals. That's a
Sure,
great
right.
thing to me.
Yeah, like teals.
It's a great thing. But like putting them into minority government, which is exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So pretty much what happens usually when you get into minority government is it just becomes shit light every time. And like even if it is the Greens in there, yeah, it becomes extremely shit light because you've got a bunch of illiterates taking advantage of everything that Labor passes, claiming that it's theirs, and sitting there and being like, we did it, we got it passed. What do you mean by getting it passed? Well, we haven't been blocking it to be obstructionists and act like nothing's been passing, so technically we passed it, and it's because of us. Did you see recently their attacks on the NDIS reform? Oh
No.
my God, they're idiots.
Why?
So stupid. They're sitting there just being like, protect the NDIS from Bill Shorten. Yes, he's out with his teeth and claws. Why? Because he's doing reforms that stop the excesses of the NDIS where people go in and be like, I want like an OnlyFans account, but like I might show the Down syndrome guy that I look after that, so that counts as NDIS. Like he's got things there just being like, can you prove that you're a person instead of a bot? And they're sitting there being like, oh my God, they're cutting the NDIS.
Right.
It's so anything that they can take an advantage of, they take advantage
No,
of.
you need to know what's actually happening. From whatever anecdotal evidence I've heard, there's definitely a lot of rorting in NDIS. But what's happened is it's created an interest group, which is essentially feeding off of the NDIS, and they've become powerful enough to lobby. So every time you hear that they're like screwing NDIS, it's actually business interests that are gaining a lot from it.
Can you
that are
believe
lobbying it? It's similar to like the vape lobby saying like elbows ban won't work.
Right.
There's
That's
no
incredible.
difference in that because NDIS is being rorted hard.
Oh my God.
Like I've heard,
Is it?
I've heard
Yeah.
anecdotes
I didn't know
about
that.
people that are looking after, let's say, a Down syndrome kid or whatever it might be. When they go out for shopping, they'll just pick up the kid so that they can bill them. And so
That's
this kid is just
insane.
like chilling in the car while the person is like shopping, and then they'll drop them back and then bill the government.
Right. I didn't know that.
Very uncommon story. You know what the Greens were using as an example of like Bill Shorten's rorts? Bill Shorten cutting the NDIS. It's Thatcherism 2.0. You know what their example was? How good is this? They said, he's like making it difficult for them to get special access washing machines. And everyone was just like, what the fuck is a special access washing machine?
Oh, is that the washing machine from pornos?
What are you talking about?
You get stuck in it. Is that the one?
I don't know. I don't know. I
I'm-
don't
I'm-
You
know.
get stuck in them?
I'm looking
Oh, the
at-
ones on the bottom where you're like, help. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at them, I'm like, I've never gotten stuck. Like, how does this work? They must be special washing machines.
What the hell?
Sorry, continue.
What the hell was I talking about?
Just the
I just can't stop thinking about braziers.
Sorry.
What was I
Threw
talking
you
about?
off. Yeah, don't worry.
Look, the
about
point
it.
is the green suck.
green
Oh, yeah,
suck.
special access washing machines. They ask a bunch of experts, and a bunch of experts are saying, That doesn't exist. They just blurted out words, hoping that it would hit. So everybody's sitting there, and
Trump
it would be a
down
bunch of
under.
Greens voters sitting there being smug about Donald Trump. I swear to God, Donald Trump would be more correct if he didn't just say Haitians and expand it out to immigrants.
Stop
It would be totally correct. And these cunts here sitting there just being like, they're cutting like the NDIS and not allowing special access washing machines. That legitimately doesn't exist. That is a legitimate lie. This is the kind of stuff that they invent all the time. Just constant inventions and lies.
Right. Okay.
Damn. Well, I guess this is a developing story. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's do a quick local elections, New South Wales. Again, not good for Labor. The last thing that I checked was that I think by the end of it, Labor might have -1 seat.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but considering that 1/3 of the Liberal candidates couldn't even appear on the ballot, it's a bit of a loss.
Yeah, but they're not going to vote for Labor.
Huh?
Liberal voters are never going to vote for the Labor Party.
No, I know, but still, like, you could, it's preference voting, right? So if whoever they vote for, if they don't get enough votes, wouldn't they go to Labor?
I would imagine, like you're saying now, all of these enlightened individuals that have just been propagandized to hate the Labor Party since their grandpappy was a child, they are going to always really appeal to the idea of an independent, and that's what that ballot gave them. That's their heaven. They don't really like the Liberals. They don't like the Liberals.
It seems
they very much like the idea of an independent representing specifically them.
It seems like a lot of libertarians won.
Really?
There you go.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Isn't that good though? Because they're like taking it away from the Liberals.
Of course you think it's good.
I mean, for various reasons, it's interesting. But isn't it?
Check out these goddamn parking fines.
Oh yeah. But well, yes. But but then they take away from the Liberals.
Huh? Well, they couldn't. The Liberals took away from themselves this election. Do you know what happened?
Right. No.
Because of an admin error,
Yeah.
hundreds, I think, of Liberal candidates for local councils weren't registered in time, so they were off the ballot.
No way.
Yeah, like 1/3 of the.
Sucked in.
Oh,
There
that's
was many a
And
council
yet-
that didn't have a single Liberal candidate.
Well, that's awesome, but at the same time, Labor still got -1.
how. So what's to independence?
Yeah, to independents and to others. What's her name is back as Sydney's
Clover?
Lord
She'll
Queen.
never leave. I voted for her.
But Labor actually. Why did you vote for her?
Bike lanes.
Dude, it's like Labor said not to vote for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh well.
Wait, what was their arguments for? Because I don't pay any attention to it.
Apparently, there's an ongoing corruption inquiry.
Oh really?
I don't know the exact reasons, but I have a hunch. I have a hunch that she is she's advocating the Moore Park golf course to be 9. I think there might be a lot of business interests that are also against
I
it.
wouldn't have voted for her if I knew that.
Damn.
They're saying that she's looking.
I wonder why we get low views on TikTok.
Why?
Isn't it amazing that we're just sitting here just being like, really? So Clover Moore's advocating for those Bay fig trees to be cut back.
This woman I just voted for. Those were apologies, eh? Wish I could turn back time.
Stay tuned for more up-to-date, very informed views on extremely inconsequential politics.
There also, I've heard that there seems to be a pending
It all
corruption
is.
inquiry related to her.
Really?
Yes. But I don't know how true that is. I look at that woman and I go like, she
I like her.
might be incompetent, but she does not look corrupt.
No, I like her. I like her
Getting on for
history.
years.
I like her history of like, wasn't it like they were going to bulldoze the park and she was like, no, and when door knocking,
It's a lovely story.
It's a great story.
It's a
You know
great
that story?
Nah, go on.
Tell the story.
Maybe that's why she got elected. I'm missing.
No,
the
it's
story.
definitely the reason she got elected in the first place, and it's probably the reason that she's got elected ever since.
Tell.
I can't remember where she lived. I think it might have been Surrey Hills or Redfern.
She's originally from the North Shore. That much I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, but she was a single mum, and she used to take her kids to the park every day. She was a struggling single mum as well. She used to take her kids to the park every day, and the council at the time said that they were going to bulldoze it to put down some apartments, the classic story. And she went to the council and said, "Excuse me, I really like going to this park with my kids. Can you not do that?" And then they said, "Get the hell out of here," because they're talking to multiplex, and then some mum
Yeah.
comes along just being like, "I just like, it's a nice park. It's got some good swings." And then they're just like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you'll see. I'll run for mayor then if you're not going to listen. And then they were just like, yeah, right, lady. Yeah. Go get some car flutes. Hey, I think that they got a sale on it, Kinko's, and then she's just like, And then she walks out, knocks on every door in the electorate. Day in, day out, taking her kids there, just being like, hi, I'm running for mayor. Nice to meet you. And then enough people were like, yeah, she seems nice.
Yeah.
She does have that same little aged noddy face that she does now where they think she's definitely not shifty.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, we'll get her in. She actually won the good old-fashioned way.
Amazing.
It's a pretty amazing story.
Crazy. She didn't even have to make TikTok videos.
I know.
Free
Saying
TikTok.
skibbity bibbity.
Skibbity bibbity.
Skibbity bibbity. But she's been in for what, 30 years?
Yeah.
She
That's
has hinted, by the way,
amazing.
that this might be her last.
No, keep going, Kaiva. Come on.
At this,
Run it into grim death.
she's
Do a
also
Ruth
very
Bader.
old.
Yeah.
Let her just stay,
Yeah, well,
hang
then
around.
you're there. Yeah, exactly. Just don't have any more elections. Let it. She's won.
She's won. And
don't
like,
even need to have them anymore.
I
It's a
think-
waste of taxpayer money.
well, what area does she represent?
Sydney.
Oh. I thought it was,
Oh, no. He doesn't know what Sydney is. He thinks Town Hall and Wynyard are suburbs.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you mean thinks?
And of course, let's not forget, museum is a suburb.
Yeah, Museum St. James.
good
a very
museum.
small
St.
suburb.
James.
Good museum.
Could fit him in a subway.
Yeah, well, that's right. All
I'll tell
facts.
you this, like, museum is a great suburb.
It is.
Have you been down there with all of its
Course.
historical
I love,
tropes?
yeah, Arnott's biscuits.
Yeah, it's my favourite suburb.
No, but you can't vote. You're in Sydney and you couldn't vote for her. Like, you're in Sydney, you couldn't vote for her.
I had to
No,
vote
miss,
it.
that's not what Sydney is.
Yeah, you explain to him what
All right,
a city
what's Sydney?
is.
What is Sydney? Go on, tell
Sydney
me.
is like, you know what Sydney is?
A
Sydney
state
is
of
old
mind.
Sydney town. And he's like, gotcha. It's the theme park in Gosh.
Right. I love that theme park. Okay, so
So okay,
go on.
There's two.
Okay, so the place where pretty much you see any old convict cobblestone,
Yeah.
and then there's an old placard out the front of it saying, like, due to the great historical significance of the fact that Sir James Arthur, the first man to have built a railroad in Sydney, this will for hereby be preserved. Anywhere that has that area is basically what Sydney is.
Right.
Anything out of that, when you start getting into the red brick doldrums of the 50s,
Yeah.
when you start getting into the pathetic try and recover of the Art Deco 60s
Oh,
of Bondi,
pathetic. Oh.
sitting there with your, yes, it's just like New York. Is it?
Yeah.
No, this house literally costs a cent. As soon as you start getting into those areas,
Okay.
no longer Sydney.
So give me the lines. Give me her jurisdiction.
I couldn't tell you the actual lines.
No,
but
I
know,
think,
yeah,
I,
go
think
on.
I can. It might. So obviously the entire Sydney 2000 postcode. So like
That's all.
starting from Circular Quay, ending at Central. That's like your Sydney proper 2000. But hers is, I think it goes all the way to Paddington,
Right.
spots of North Shore. Even
Not North Shore.
it's like it's pretty. The council area is quite vast.
Right. So, like, I assume that her being in for how long she has been, those areas are a lot more, they're nicer than they would have been under, like, the Libs.
I can guarantee you that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. I will say, though, she is a very pro-business candidate, so I do wonder.
Right.
She's just the heart and soul of what the Liberals are in those areas, which is teal. She was just the original teal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That's what
seems.
she
She
is.
gives me teal vibes.
So, how would Labor
Very
be different
teal.
if they
Huh?
won the Sydney? Like, how would it be different policy?
A lot of, like, more affordable housing.
Oh, great.
You can imagine. Exactly.
That's what we want in Surrey Hills and Paddington and Museum.
Yeah.
The museum's full of people now.
yeah, but
Yeah.
affordable housing means
It is a suburb now.
affordable means
Welcome to museum.
it's $3 million instead of $4 million.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's affordable for some.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. It would be very interesting to see what Sydney.
Hey, I
would
put
look
Labor
like.
second.
Huh?
I put Labor second.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's also like such a shit thing to do as like chief editor of Friendly Jordy. Such a thing. Like,
I asked him. I'm pretty sure he was
and he
like,
told you
I think
put Labor number 2.
I think
No,
so.
I was just like, no, my point was like, look, she's getting in it.
Yeah. She's going to
You
win.
may as
anyway.
well
Yeah,
give
it's
her the
true.
margin of,
Yeah.
oh, wow, it's another record.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am annoyed by never being on the successful side of my vote ever. Just
Never?
dude, never. Liberals always win Liverpool, even
Yeah.
local council they win.
Right.
Like I have never succeeded.
Never. Why is it so liberal?
Except
like
for
that?
maybe gay marriage. That was the only thing that I think my vote worked out.
Yeah, well, I wasn't on the winning side. You know what? I was on the winning side of this one because long-time listener of the podcast, Jackie Boy, he was running for local council in my electorate.
Whoa.
And that was because there's like different precincts that you get to vote for. And he was running in my electorate there.
He lost.
And then I put my arm around a pamphlet corflute of him just being like, vote one Jack, being like, this guy. And then I tried to get it sent to 2, and then 2 was like, I don't think that I've got him on Instagram. And I was like, well, I also lost my phone number. But the point is I took the photo.
Right. And so he
It's now somewhere.
and he gloriously
You know what else
lost,
was
right?
amazing? I also said to the guy handing out Labour pamphlets, I said like, where's the democracy, Shoshy Jack? Eh? And then he was just like, it's a local council election, just vote.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
No one cared.
Dude,
There was no sausage sizzle. At
Dude,
my
I
thing as
slipped
well.
in and out just before getting a fine. I was happy just to vote.
4:59 and 59 seconds.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No. It ends at 6. I got there like 5:30.
How did that happen?
Don't know.
All right.
I forgot to vote.
Okay.
Someone had to text me.
Yeah, I don't need to ask how that happened.
But did your Labour friend, momentously lose?
No, he won one of the very few seats that go to Labour.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, I will say this, in the electorate area that I'm going, because there is just more and more housing commission, it's becoming more and more pro-Labour.
Oh,
See, this is what I like. You know what the new backbone of the Labour Party is?
POVs.
Not unions anymore. Yeah, it's just POV cunts.
Oh, I didn't know they had one, mate. Backbone.
Damn, I shouldn't have given him the end.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Anytime he gets to slip in a jab, he does it.
Someone's got to keep the bastards honest. And Lord knows it's not you.
Lord does know that.
God, just look into your bag and then turn around and just be like, by the way, it's not you.
Now I'm tallying up my Clover pamphlets here. And
Yes.
Yep, there she is smiling away.
Yes. Now, the big question. The fuck are your policies?
I understand the bike lanes, but were you lying about that too?
Dude, no one cares.
I'd really like to
about-
know. Honestly, this is amazing that we do a podcast and I seriously have zero idea what a mayor does in their
Yeah, I
day-to-day.
don't know.
What do
Well,
they do?
okay, I think
Sometimes they shake Ali's hand and like, welcome to Australia.
Yeah.
they
I think
do
that was
that.
even the deputy mayor.
They do that. They
that the
organize
mayor or the deputy?
events and cultural traditions. They also, I think, get to call the shots on specific fundings. So like local parks in the areas.
Yeah, parks.
It's limited, but it's enough to like create some impact for business community. So I think those are the only two things they do. Literally, organize events and direct
Zoning.
funding. Yeah.
not a bad job,
It's a bad job.
is it?
Maybe being mayor, you might get paid a little bit, but
Oh, sorry.
I think that getting paid as a councillor, you get nothing. 20,000 or something a year.
Yeah.
Really? So you need another job?
Yeah, which is why
Miss,
there's a lot of developers on there.
I hate to do this on the pod, but you need to wear your shoes, mate.
Yeah, they
Damn.
stink, eh?
Oh my god, I've been
Man,
with
all right,
standing
come on,
here-
give us a whiff.
You
No,
want to whiff?
no,
they,
no,
they
no.
stink, dude. Not bad?
It's not bad.
Oh,
my God.
true.
I can see why
It's-
that gay man
it's not
pays
good,
for those.
You know what's crazy? I can smell, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to see how long it takes till someone
Yeah,
says
no, I've
something.
been suffering. I'm
Sorry.
suffering. When you moved them closer and I got
Sorry.
like that massive
They're,
whiff, I was like,
they're really
this-
musky. I think I went into the gym in these yesterday. I think that's why they
Alright.
stink.
oh my god.
And you've been putting them in that unbreathable, moving feet sauna that is boots,
Yeah.
your gym socks. God, miss, that must feel awesome. You will have a bunch of holes in your toes at the end of this. You know when sweat starts to eat your skin?
Does it?
Uh-huh.
Well, you seem
Gangrene?
drying to me.
Damn. And back in the sauna they go.
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm
sorry.
I'm very happy now.
Yeah. To be honest, even I was like, oh, yeah, Ali's from Pakistan. I'm sure he's used to it.
I'm not that used to it.
Hey, yeah, sorry,
But,
dude.
okay, let's switch some gears because we're running out of time. So they released a new iPhone 16. And
Let me guess. It's their best iPhone yet.
Well, this isn't a tech show, as you can imagine. I don't know. I've heard that it's actually very unimpressive. But that's not what this segment's about.
Well, that's the segment, is it?
No.
Thank you for your time, ladies
16.
and gentlemen. This was a great podcast.
I've got an X. What's that? 10?
Yeah. I think, yeah. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
That's Twitter, bro. Okay, so
But I don't need like
So
16.
on this new
How many more
iPhone-
cameras can they jam into them? What's so good?
7 now.
there's nothing. It's just they've just said. Okay, my brother told me this. They've just replaced the chip in the phone, and they're saying it's faster. That's it.
Right.
There's no feature difference. Well, okay, so the one thing is, in this new update, they have allowed access. So they've allowed you to hide apps and keep them hidden, and also like even notifications. You can turn off notifications of a certain app, and you can only access that app if you get like a Face ID or a passcode.
That's already a thing, dude, on mine.
Well, maybe it's just been updated recently.
Okay.
So
It sounds like it's old technology.
So a lot of people are saying that this is just enabling cheaters, and they're asking
Oh.
iPhone to change this. What do we
Fucking
think?
hell. I don't know. Throw them in the ocean. That's what I reckon. All of them.
God damn.
Cheaters?
No, the phones.
Oh, okay. Well, the cheaters must stay.
Yeah.
Cheaters need to say.
Yeah.
I thought this was old news anyway. This happened a while ago.
You know, it's new news.
Right.
New
It's
news.
It's
that
on
piece
the
of
paper.
The most up-to-date way to stay in touch these days. I mean, let's be honest. We would be talking about a lot more fresh stuff if we did have the iPhone 16. I don't know why we're
Probably. No, I like
Don't
the
you
paper.
reading
have
through
it?
Apple News.
You have
Huh?
like your iPhones for some
What is that?
filming.
What's that one?
Which one is
What is
this?
this? How do you find out?
You take the back
Maybe-
off, I guess.
Is it? Well, no, it doesn't say.
It does. It's
doesn't it?
Oh, maybe go into settings. I don't
That's a
know.
pickle.
I thought it did.
It
have a
can't be
look
the
in here,
iPhone
have a
16
look
because
into.
iPhone 16 just got released.
Oh, that is a newer one. It's not in the back, is it?
Well, this is riveting, can't
riveting conversation.
Let's just silently let it.
No, we're not going to say anything.
No,
Okay,
We're
well,
going to let the phone do the talking.
that's what I want to do.
the
I'm
question
just
is,
precluding to
why?
that.
What do you think
Oh, okay.
about?
Well, now he's on board.
Yeah, I'm on board.
And then Ali just won't shut his mouth on a podcast.
Yapping
While
on.
you wait for the phone to turn
a
on.
lot of
Going.
this. A lot of
A
this.
lot of this coming from Ali.
What do we? So, do you think phone companies like that should enable cheating?
I reckon.
Bit of an Ashley Madison type situation.
Honestly, chuck him in the ocean.
At
We're
least
done.
you get caught.
You reckon we're good with phones?
Dude, I can't even do any of that. My missus knows my passcode,
Ooh,
and I have access to hers too.
dang.
That's great. That's a very trusting relationship.
It is.
You got to give them that.
That is
Yeah,
good.
that's why I need the feature badly.
I reckon like
Getting harder and harder. To
if
be
that's your
guilty.
excuse to not, if that's the thing being like, this is gonna, people are gonna cheat, are gonna find a way. iPhone's not gonna save you. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, you're saying that if you're cheating, they will find out that you're cheating?
No,
It
I'm
is a lot
saying
to
they'll
put
hide
on
it.
Apple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot to put on Apple.
Wow,
Like that.
way to ruin relationships.
Yeah,
Adultery was never practiced until the
Exactly.
iPhone 16.
you know, like
It was called debauchery.
yes.
really.
Now it's just called a relationship.
Yeah, I think Apple have suffered enough.
Yeah.
Leave Apple.
Leave- I assume
Hashtag.
his name is Tim Cook alone.
Yeah,
And
hashtag leave him
if your
alone.
partner is like cheating on you with these apps, the relationship's already over.
Exactly. Like the iPhone's not going to save you.
Oh, I think the whole point is that they will never find out. And let's be honest, they're doing a huge favor. They're keeping a lot of relationships in that.
in a way.
Also,
they'd be keeping my relationship going.
you will find out. Like, men are shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who's awesome at it? Women. I think they're really good at hiding.
Probably.
How
Yeah.
do you know that?
I don't know. Guess.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
fair call.
No, but like you've heard like those stories where men on their like will admit that they cheated, and women can like literally be on their deathbed and never say it.
Jesus, really?
That's very true.
Again, guess.
No. It's actually true because when they ask the male population, have you cheated, it's 40% or something, let's say. And then when you ask the female population, it's 15%. And
Right.
It's like, well, they can't all be gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I saw like one of those like American judge shows where some black judge was just like, all right, okay, now we're looking at the case where 80-year-old man, Thomas whatever, you want to know if your kids are in fact your kids. And this is like some old Italian man, like, yes, I have always had suspicion that my wife. And the wife is like, this is untrue. He is making all of this stuff up. He's like, all right, we'll take care of that. Let me just check. Okay, for the paternity for your first child, you are not the father. And he was like, I knew it.
Damn.
And he's like 80-year-old wife is
Whoa.
like, no.
Oh.
It turns out none of the kids were his. And like the woman kept saying, this is a lie. This is a lie. And the dude wasn't even angry. He was just like, I knew it. I don't even
He was
care.
just happy to be validated after all that. I mean, when you're getting towards the end of the deathbed, it was just like, I just need closure at this point.
Yeah.
Don't you think a man before going to the court would have been like, okay, look, I fucked up. I cheated on you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Keep it going. All right, you're right, Ali.
And then like
They'll take that to the grave.
after the paternity test, like as the judge in a court says, and
Still
she's
saying,
still
this
saying
is that.
this is not true. They're your
Oh,
kids.
God. Jesus.
Wow, she's pulling an OJ defense. But the whole thing is that I think everybody's understanding of what a DNA test is more concrete than it was in the
The
90s.
DNA test has screwed over a lot of people.
And also, she doesn't have a black guy in one of those 90s floral ties sitting there being like, this is outrageous, preposterous.
Yeah.
I demand a retest.
Yeah.
None of that's happening.
She did the George Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it. It's kind of true, though.
But I think
Did they show the kids just, and then the judge
No,
was like,
the
all right,
kids
let's look at
weren't
the kids. Mm-hmm.
no, the
This
kids,
your daddy.
Yeah.
the kids would have been old themselves. Like
Yeah.
their parents are in their 80s.
I'm more
dragging me.
I'm more surprised that the dad wasn't like, at this point, who cares?
No, he
No, he
was.
was.
He kind of was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was just like, I just wanted to know.
Damn, Miss Love's at that point and he still doesn't have kids. Yeah.
Whatever.
It took out a lot of the effort I made.
Yeah.
Miss Love just admitted before having kids, he needs to publish 3 albums and then he can have a kid.
Yeah, that's my checklist. Very mature checklist, isn't it? Before having
And
children.
I asked him why
You're a good
3,
boy.
and he said, "Seems like a good number."
Miss Love Bella Bradjick hurtling towards 40.
That's the name of my 3rd album, actually.
Oh, please call it that.
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's such a good album.
It
man.
is.
It's good.
Dirty.
If it was
30s.
1984, I would. Like, and I was this age.
Why? What's the change now? What are you going to call it?
I don't know.
Oh, miss.
What?
Nothing.
What do you mean? I don't have a title for it.
Well, you got the same thing as Trump. Like, I got concepts.
Yeah, I have concepts of a title.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a good time.
Yes. Yeah, revert to the Trump tactics, okay?
Keep it skibidi.
Well, if you got nothing, come on.
Keep it skipping.
Hurtling towards 40 is my vote.
Well, it's a
Everybody watching at home,
working
what's
title.
yours?
Working title.
Working title is Hurtling Towards 40.
Yeah.
And if it comes out in your usual manner, Hurtling Towards 50.
Oh, don't say that. Next one's coming in hot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's close.
Well, can you please wear this hat while releasing it?
While releasing
would it
it.
appeal to this man?
Yes, it would.
Dude,
Yeah.
that hat does not suit you at all.
No, it doesn't.
This suits anyone that like at
Muzzy boys.
3 p.m. they keep looking at their clock, waiting for 5 so they can go have bees.
Yeah.
If you're that person, you can wear that hat.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
It's called something like The Brewery.
Yeah.
The last segment. Sean Puff Diddy has been arrested
What?
What did that guy do wrong?
Arrested.
Taking all our stars, man.
sex. He got arrested in New York for sex trafficking allegations.
Oh, what is
Those are just allegations.
Well, that's what he's saying. So his lawyer is saying that he voluntarily moved to New York in anticipation of being arrested, and he is saying, the lawyer said, no one is saying that Sean Diddy Coombs or whatever his name is,
It all went
is a
downhill when
great person, but by God, he's not a criminal.
Right.
Really?
I don't know that finish.
Pretty
footage of
sure he
him
just beat
beating-
the crap out of like
Yeah.
a very famous celebrity.
Yeah, and it's on
film.
Yeah, that looks like a criminal.
Yeah, I think that's part of him being bad.
So sex
Hey,
trafficking.
it's not a law. It's not a crime if you're not prosecuted for it.
So what? He's like moved them from the Bronx to Harlem. Is that what he did?
No, he
Yeah.
moved all the way. Where? Jesus, I thought that he lived in
He's in New York.
I thought he lived overseas at this point.
Oh,
No, he's in the U.S. I can't
Okay, I thought it
remember
was
if
like the
he's East
Bahamas or
Coast.
something.
But I guess like sex trafficking, it doesn't. What weeds me out is like sex trafficking is essentially pimping to some extent.
Mm.
Who didn't
Ain't
know
no
that
one
Diddy
gives a-
wasn't a pimp? Like
right.
I'm like, what's next? You're gonna be like Snoop Dogg was never a pimp. Like they're all
True.
sex
They're all
traffickers,
pimps.
really.
Yeah, that's what. They used
Wait,
to-
is that sex trafficking?
I don't know.
Well, sex trafficking is like moving someone against their will for the purposes of sexual exploitation.
Right. That's pimp.
Is that pimping?
Dude, pimp. That's pretty close to pimping.
Pretty
Pretty
close.
close to pimping. It's pretty close to
Yeah.
And it's not legal. You can't be a legal pimp.
Oh, really? Didn't
Yeah.
know that.
pimping. So Snoop was right. Pimping
Ain't easy. I mean, all these people's careers were based on like pimping.
Yeah,
Like,
they made songs
weird
about them
thing.
being pimps.
So straight. And also, why did pimping move into rap? Does anyone know
I
that? Why were all the
don't know.
pimps rappers?
it's just all in the nice stew of low culture. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it just.
I suppose because they're the only ones with money. And also, if you are a pimp, then you got the golden mouthpiece.
What does
it-
that
it
mean?
just, like,
It just means you are very. Have you ever listened to a pimp talk?
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah. What's that one that's that book you listen to the audiobook, whatever? It's like JC
Oh, yeah.
Swells.
Pimp, my life story.
Yeah, that.
And then there was also another one that I was reading a while ago called like The Art of Pimping by Rosebud, spelt with 2 D's. And then it was, quote, why is there 2 D's? And then his response was, a double dose of dat pimping.
Oh my god.
Or, and then how good is this? And then it was just like, are you sure that's what it means? And he just goes, man, it mean whatever the fuck.
I'm sure, all right. Yeah.
shit.
That's crazy. So is he gonna get like locked up or whatever?
Yeah, dude. If it's proved, he's gonna go to jail for a long time.
A long time?
Yeah, dude. Sex trafficking is like not
Serious.
a parking ticket.
I
Right.
tell you, this Me Too movement's gone way too far, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I
but like,
believe it.
okay, relax. First of all, secondly,
Yeah, relax.
secondly,
First point, relax.
it's like a lot of these like celebrity scandals are not scandals because everyone kind of knows them. Like even when Louis C.K. got canceled for jerking off in public, like
Everyone knew.
everyone, like people that fall, he's admitted to it so many times.
Right, yeah.
And like with Sean Diddy, P Diddy, he was known as like the biggest party throwers and all the girls. Like, I'm not surprised at all. And like
Yeah.
if you're gonna go for him, there's a lot of other celebrities that
Yeah.
can fall into this category as well.
It seems that like society is just, society's, call it progressed or call it like awoken or very, very, very liberal or whatever you want to call it. So now it's just kind of like, like slowly anyone, basically like if you are in like the entertainment industry or, in I don't know, in business, it's like you've probably done some fucked up shit. So it's just like soon it'll just be like Eminem said fuck in this song. Like everyone's just going to be locked up.
I
Half
guess
of
the
world
difference
will be
is
locked
you'd
up.
have to, for sex trafficking and pimping to some extent, if you're convicting someone of sex trafficking, you'd have to convince the jury on coercion that you made the woman or the girl, whoever it might be, do something unwillingly.
Man,
Yeah.
ain't a jury in the country that ain't going to be prejudiced against Sean Diddy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not looking good with him beating that woman.
Yeah, I know.
that was-
and how good is
Jesus.
that? Like the whole world sees it, and then you're just going to have to say to jurors, okay, just keep that out of your mind.
Yeah.
Now, does this look like a man
I
that
know.
is untoward women?
Yeah. Dude.
And he's just sitting there with his diamond ring, just being like,
Yeah.
innocent man.
Yeah.
Dude.
A man who, let's just go down the list of songs that he's got. Dat pimpin', pimping them hoes, pimping be hard out here. Does this really seem like a sex trafficking?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, his lawyers describe him as a philanthropist.
Philanthropist / bad man.
Yeah.
That's its defense.
You can be both.
His defense is, look, he's a bad man.
Reformed philanthropist. Shit.
I think what he's arguing is that beating was an isolated incident while he was like under drug intoxication, and he was drug dependency, and I guess he's saying that he has gone to rehab or will go to rehab. This is like kind of stuff.
Yes, I'm sure this will fly.
I don't see it happening.
People are going to believe this.
Yeah, well, that's his story.
I think he's here.
You know what would be amazing if the allegations, I don't know anything about them, but would it be incredible if his sex trafficking allegations are from like 2022?
Yeah.
It's just like recent, and it was like, why are you doing that? And he's just like, man, I just got tired of the cologne business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wanna go back to my
I think they were like it's post Me Too, his beating video.
I'll post Me Too, the beating video. I know that, but the sex trafficking allegations, where are these from?
Well, dude, I think it's probably from since he was 15. Like I really.
Dang.
I'm not. If the jury is watching, don't take my word. But I'm just saying, like, I would not be surprised if that was
Yeah, that's
his
what I
first
think. I
job.
think it's probably, it's probably from the 80s or 70s or something.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
But has he done it since? That's what I want to know.
Well, you're
Since
saying
being
that
a billionaire, has he gone back
saying
to
someone that
pimping?
now has access to infinite women has now somehow reformed themselves?
Wait. So you're saying that he does still sex traffic?
Well, again, it's your definition of sex trafficking. Okay, if you are getting gals at your party, on one hand, you could just say, I'm just a playboy, I'm getting these girls, they're having fun. But if some of the women say that we were coerced into this, we were intoxicated without our consent, and we were taken advantage of, it all of a sudden isn't a party anymore. It's a sex trafficking operation.
It's a sex trafficking operation.
So you'd have to prove that. And if you can prove it, then you're guilty.
Damn. Good luck, Sean Diddy.
I think he's going to need it. Like,
he's going to need it.
but like, he can't afford the best lawyers in the country.
Oh, do
Yeah,
you
but I
know
think
who his
that-
lawyer is? Come on, you got to check this out. His lawyer is the Attorney General during H.W. Bush's era.
Really?
Damn, he really can afford the best.
There you go.
Oh, wait, no, sorry,
Okay.
I'm mixing that up. No, that's the attorney for Lachlan Murdoch.
Oh.
My bad. It's someone else.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's someone good. But you can't buy off a jury, can you?
I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah, it's happened, but it wouldn't be easy.
Well, you wouldn't have
It'd
to
be
buy
easy.
the
It'd be hard.
jury
You have
if
to
you
get
select the
12
jury.
people to keep a secret. Huh?
yeah.
If you select the jury
well, you can't select.
properly, yeah, you can.
What, like the individuals?
Man, wouldn't it be amazing
The
if
both
you get a
lawyers
shot of
will-
Sean Diddy Combs' jury and it
Snoop
is just
Dogg.
a bunch of pimps? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Snoop Dogg.
it's so good.
Yeah.
So you can
Sitting
veto.
there
There'll
just
be like a
being
group of
"No,
people.
I just want to hear the facts.
There'll be like a group of, let's say, 40 people, and they need to select 12 jurors, whatever it
Yeah.
might be. Then if the defense agrees that they don't want this juror, then that person's out.
Yeah, but it's still like.
Or even if the prosecutor, so you end up coming with like 12 people that you can mutually agree on.
Yeah, but statistically, like, at least a few
Sure,
of those
12 of them are pimps.
are going to be, unbiased and possibly
Well,
unsympathetic.
look, if I was Diddy's, if I was one of his lawyers, I'd be trying to get black men.
Oh, totally.
Younger the better.
Yep. All right.
Didn't have to
I
say
think
that,
It's my
but-
time to say this now. Calm down.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, I'm not saying I will. Hey, man.
Okay, he's just giving out legal advice. Is he? It's definitely not his opinion.
It's adversarial legal system, baby. Everyone deserves representation.
Yeah, fair.
Well, yeah, definitely. Of course, that's what you're going to run the OJ defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what else can you run?
There's like literally, and by the way, this is a profession, like jury selection.
Really?
Like there's people whose entire job is to provide consultancy for thousands of dollars to tell you what kind of jury you should select for this case.
Right. That should be my job. I'd be good at that.
What?
Just being like vibing out humans.
Yeah, you'd be great at
I'd be
jury
good at
selection.
that. I would be. I'd have a.
Do you know who gets
And you would
immediately?
be a terrible juror.
Why?
Because
He's
you sit
asleep,
there and you're just
sir.
like,
Your Honor.
look, he clearly murdered him. Yeah, but look at him. He's learned his lesson.
Apparently, from what I hear, when
Look at his cane. He's so cool.
in Australia, when brown people go as part of the possible jury selection, they get immediately selected
Why?
because usually criminal cases over here
Yeah.
are like, let's say, a Lebanese gang, right? And
Lebanese
someone's
gang,
being.
yeah.
So the idea that you get with white people is that they might be prejudiced towards the Lebanese.
Right.
The idea of like getting some Lebanese person is that they might be too sympathetic.
Yeah.
But a brown person is like an
yeah.
immigrant that's not from the Lebanese
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
So
it makes sense.
It has like a neutral, so they get immediately. Because
Yeah.
my brother was asking me, he's like, "How do I not get selected for jury?"
Yeah.
And I was saying like, you just have to say you're racist or something. Like, there's no other way they'll let you go. He's like,
I am a racist.
why can't I say like I have work? I was like, that's like, this is a duty of yours. Like, that doesn't work. Like, you will have to go up and say like, look, I'm happy to be part of it, but I do hate lebs, and like they'll immediately get rid of you. And he was too pussy to do it, so he became part of the jury.
That's Can't.
Would
do
you
it.
guys be pussy enough to do it? I'd do it easily.
Nah, I'd be too
Easily.
pussy. I'd be like, wheel me in there. Let me, do the case
Yeah,
of.
but come
I
on,
can't
miss.
believe it's not
Don't
butter
pretend
versus butter.
You'd love it.
Yeah, I would.
I
No.
love sitting there and listening to boring procedures that you barely understand, and I don't know why.
As long as
Like sitting in university lectures about engineering.
that was cool. It was cool to be a part of because I didn't have to do any of the work. I could pretend that I was part of it. It's like, we're building a rocket that might go to Mars. I'm like, yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
me
I'm on Team Human.
Yeah. Let me see these models. They look pretty fancy to me.
I'm sure you all know what you're doing.
I'm going to excuse myself for an early lunch break.
And also just you wearing those and being like, oh, he's wearing those glasses.
Better keep the
Clearly
egghead.
belongs to you.
Might come in handy.
Yes.
I don't understand. There's no nuclear material in the rocket. It's like,
All right, boys, we are out of time.
yeah.
Any last words
Yeah.
besides a plug for Patreon?
Skibidi.
Oh,
yeah.
plug for Patreon.
Skibidi.
Oh, skibidi bibbidi, hit the Patreon Diddy
Yeah.
like Diddy hits his wives.